This episode on Random Squirrels Art Ventures.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and to a new video about preparing for an arts and crafts fair. I have luckily been accepted to another arts and crafts fair. Actually it's two fairs. They're by the same organizers, but they will have two editions of the same fair. It's going to be on the 1st of March and on the 8th of March, and I am very excited, and I have a lot of preparing to do for both of them. I will this time try to focus on art that I already made, because after last year's market, I kind of burned out and I didn't want to make new art, and I'm still not as excited as I normally am about making new stuff. So I took January off, I guess, to rest and recharge, and I decided to focus on art that I already have, so as to lower the stress, and I will focus on prints this time because I really want to gauge how they will do and if it's worth selling them online as well, or I don't know, I just want to see if people are interested in them or not. I went through my art and selected a few pieces that I think are worth turning into prints, and I also edited some art that I think would look better in a different format than what I originally painted them in. So I have a few pieces that were not in standard format and I had to edit them. Also, I edited my business cards because some things have changed lately. I have a different website host, I guess, and I had to modify the design a bit, and I edited them and printed them, and I'm going to show you my new business cards. It's kind of the same business card as before, just I changed a few things on the back of them. My husband kindly offered to help me with these. He will round the corners of the cards and pack them into bags, because I will, along with the card, I will also offer candy to the people that will visit my stall. Yes, this is going to be my husband's job. Also, this week I will need to finish my editing the prints that I want to make, and I will go in the big city, as I like to call it, to a print shop and that have various kinds of paper that I want to try and print them and see what I like and if they turn out okay. Also, yeah, I need to design, I guess, some display items that my dad will help out with. I need some things for the table that I want to display my items on, and my dad offered to help me to build those, so I have to design the things and give him the correct measurements. So anyways, I hope you enjoy the rest of the video, and I will talk to you soon, I guess. Bye. Remember how I said I wanted to prepare for the fair stress-free? Well, this is about the only day I had that was chill and slow and spent in relaxed work mode. I was hoping that everything will go smoothly and I will not end up working 10-hour days, but, well, that was not the case. I started by gathering all the illustrations that I wanted to make as prints. I went down memory lane while looking for them through my old art stash, so here you can see some old art of mine. I was hit by a wave of nostalgia that made me want to make more of every piece I revisited, and it was very bittersweet. Then the marathon of editing started. Most illustrations I had were not in standard size for them to be eventually framed, so I had to readjust the canvas size for the traditional ones. I took some risks with some of them, and I wasn't sure how they will perform in sales. I even had to add in some details. For example, the bunny with the snowdrops was a square illustration and had fewer snowdrops originally, so I added more snowdrops digitally. I had to tweak little bits, added some more background, I repositioned them on the page. I had to enhance colors because my scanner is very old and scans everything in a gray dull tone. I also added some borders in Canva to make them extra pretty. I really like using Canva for little tweaks and for editing, especially pictures for Instagram. And here they are. They turned out very pretty spring greeting cards, and I am very happy about them. They truly were a hit at the market. I also had these two fun patterns that I turned into bookmarks, 4 with a butterfly pattern and 2 with houseplants. The black one with butterflies and the teal one with houseplants were a favorite as well. By this time, I was mostly done with editing illustrations, so I tackled the next thing on the list, which was designing some displays for my table. I got inspiration from Pinterest and Google, and I was absolutely fascinated with how others arrange their tables at art markets. Very creative. but I chose a very simple, easy to make design because time was of the essence and we really are not carpenters. It took me a while to figure out measurements. I already had in mind an idea of how I wanted to display my art and measured everything thoroughly, but well, I will let video Andrada to take the stage and explain her lifelong struggle with math. I don't know math and I can't do the measurements right, so I'm going to ask my husband to help me with that. I don't know why I thought I could handle this by myself, but I can't. I need someone good at math to help me with the measurements of the new display that I want to make for the table. A few days later, I went to the hardware store with my parents and bought the necessary materials, and then I went to their home, and on a very cold day, me and my dad built my amazing displays. Despite the freezing weather, making stuff with my dad was super nice. We had a great time. I learned new things and I tried my best to help him, and I think the end result is a sight to behold in a very good way. I am super happy with how the 2 benches and the staircase turned out, and the other artists at the market thought they were great too. Then it was time to go to the print shop for my print test, and hello, I have returned from the printers empty-handed. I went yesterday to the printer in another city. I decided to go there myself instead of placing an order on their website. I wanted to go there myself and print the things because there were just tests, and I was hopeful that they will print them on the spot and I will just take the prints home with me. But I think they were busy and they said that only if I pay an extra fee they will be able to print them on the spot, and the extra fee just kind of doubled the price, and I was like, okay, fine, I will not pay the extra fee and I will receive them tomorrow. And tomorrow is today. My friend kindly offered to go pick up the order, and she went in today. They were supposed to be finished by 1 p.m. and they weren't, and they fucked up. They just cut too much of the print. Each print had a white border and they cut that off and then said just, oops, we cut it off. Is it okay if we leave it like this? Is it okay if we cut it? And I was like, of course it's not okay. If someone is buying a print and wants to frame it, they're just not going to be able to shrink the frame so it fits the illustration. It doesn't go that way. The illustration needs to fit the frame, and only some of them are correct. And they said that they will redo the ones they messed up, and that is just only going to delay my process more until I get my prints. I'll just take pictures of the products I already have in stock. Yeah, so there you go. This is my update for today, and I'll see you later. Next up on the list was rounding the corners to my business cards, which my husband offered to do for me. Then I packed them myself because I had nothing else to do while waiting for my print test. The reason I was that upset about the prints was because I had a bad history with the print shop, but they were the only ones with more paper options and I had to go with them this time. My bookmarks were ready, however, and I got to round their corners too. My next little project was to design a sign with my name and logo on it for my table. I had this old blackboard that I cleaned up and I thought it would be nice to draw something on it. Honestly, I thought it would be easy, but it took me a couple of hours. The hard part was actually drawing the squirrel accurately. It was quite difficult to draw the details in chalk, but I used a wet wipe to refine the lines. The rest was a walk in the park, actually. I should have worn a face mask though, because I inhaled quite a bit of chalk. I was super proud of my little design and I had fun making it, even though it occupied a good 30 centimeters on my table and I had to ditch it for the second market. But look how cute it is. It turned out great and I loved doing this. And here we are at the most exciting part for me. I kept cooking up this setting in my head for an entire month and the day finally came. For the first market, I went with a 1.2 meters long table and I honestly thought I had enough space, but in the end I had to cram everything together. It looked nice, but I wish it was a bit more breezy. Placing your products on the table is such an important part. You have to take into consideration both the space at your disposal and your bestsellers and new products that you want to emphasize. That's why this time I tried to make the sticker sheets stand out more by placing them on the staircase very visibly. They are my bestsellers after all. The greeting cards and bookmarks all knew got a good spot too, but they were a little too crammed together and I had to change their spot between each other so they got more eyes on them too. I noticed that a lot of people tend to look more in the center of the table. My recipe cards though got the short end of the stick. They were too high up, but I couldn't place them in a better spot this time. I also had some sticker sheets that I really wanted to sell more of, so I made discount bundles with them and I managed to sell an unexpected amount. Most of the prints were big, so I put them in front of the table on the two benches, and as they were a test to gauge how people feel about prints, I was happy that a lot of people looked at them with interest, even though they seemed to be just casual visitors and not art market enthusiasts. I also had some discounted autumn and winter inspired bookmarks from the winter art market. Being my first art market, I didn't know what to expect, so I made too many. I guess you live and you learn. And here you go, the whole setup. I was so happy and it really got me super excited for the real deal. The final versions of the prints came and I sat down and signed each and every one of them and packed them individually. I also made a little note with instructions on how to take care of your art prints. There are some important aspects to take note of when purchasing a print. It's best to frame them as soon as possible to protect them from stains using clean hands or gloves. But the most important thing is to be protected from sunlight. No matter the quality of the paper, sunlight is very bad for art. High humidity as well. So I really wanted to make sure that my clients know these things so they can enjoy their print for as long as possible. The day to pack came and I was ready, just a bit tired and nervous. I decided to recount my stock and recheck my inventory list, and I had to do it for what felt like forever. And that was a good idea because my stocks and inventory list didn't match on a few items. This time I only had 2 big boxes besides the table and displays, and my products fit in just one while the other was filled with miscellaneous stuff.
My boy was very excited about packing up. He didn't realize I was leaving him behind, or he wouldn't be this spirited. The markets had both good points and not so good points. Overall, the visitors were few and so were the sales. It's a very art market intensive time of the year at the beginning of March in Romania because of Mărțișor. The location and probably the marketing too were not the best, but I had a great time with the other artists. We shared experiences and tips and tricks, and we laughed a lot. The second market was even better because I shared the table with my best friend and we had a blast together. I also had the opportunity to live so many wholesome moments with a few clients, especially with kids, and it was really wonderful to meet new people and to see their interest in my art and to be part of their joy. So there you go, this was my month-long vlog about an art market. I am leaving you with pictures of my products that you can find in my online shop, which is linked in the description box. I'd be very happy if you checked it out, even just to take a casual look around. I hope you liked this video. I had a lot of footage and I tried to keep it short and sweet. And I am happy I'm done with it, to be honest. It was a very long editing process, that's all, and I am very excited for new projects, so please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more if I piqued your interest. Let me know in the comments if you've ever been to an art market before and how do you feel about it, and maybe share some tips and tricks that you learned along the way. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care. Bye bye.